Okay, I'm Michael Hogan. I farm in Bencubbin with my wife Jenny and my three daughters, Caitlin, Sophie and Zoe. And I've been here my whole life. I'm a third generation farmer. Got 4,000 hectares on the whole property. Farm wheat, sheep, some barley, canola, lupins. The average rainfall for this area is 300 millimetres. Some years we get that, some years we don't, like this year. I went into sandalwoods because on this country I can't get any productivity out of cropping. Bob Huxley was the main, I guess he was my peer mentor, and he taught me into trying a few hectares, and I've gone from a few to quite a few now. So if I wanted 10% of my farm planted to trees, 4,000 hectares, so 400 hectares of trees would cost me around about $400,000. It's out of any farmer's budget, I believe. So the grants through the Wheatbelt NRM are critical to getting trees planted, because basically without the grants you wouldn't do for a start. And then you get guys like Bob Huxley and the peer mentoring network, and he's critical to driving it as well, because without his knowledge and skills and his work, because he actually comes and plants the area for me, if he wasn't doing it, then it also wouldn't get done. The whole resource management, the subsidisations, the work that goes in for the whole catchment group and for land care is critical. So I guess the government's got to take a fair bit of kudos for that, for getting it out there, but then the farmers have to do the work on the ground. Now this paddock was cleared in the 60s, probably mid to late 60s, and it's wodjil sand, which means it's highly acidic, very unproductive as far as cropping goes. I've tried wheat, lupins, triticale, and basically nothing really yields any good. In a good year you'll get an average yield, in a poor year you get nothing. You just can't get a return from cropping it. If you stock it, the soil starts blowing. It's acid, sandy, very poor structure, just blows away. Wind erosion is a big issue, especially in this area just where we're standing. And it's also a recharge area for as far as rain, so it all goes down to the valley and causes a salt problem down on the valley floor. So to stop recharge, the trees would collect the water on the way down the hill and use it for their growth, so that should help fix that problem as well. This is a 150 hectare paddock, and there's 70 hectares of wodjil light poor sand that I'm planting back 2 trees and sandalwoods. Started in 2007 when Bob got me on with 5 hectares of host trees, and then the next year I did 10, and then the next year I did 20, and this year I'm doing about another 15. So out of a 70 hectare piece we're planting approximately 50 hectares to trees. The trees will have a large effect on the wind erosion, obviously, because it needs cover to stop, and the trees grow a lot higher than any crop does. So basically the trees should get on top of the wind erosion by themselves. So I mean, on a country like this, I've got this tree behind me is 3 years old, the host tree, and this sandalwood here, 2 years old, and it's already fruiting. I'm getting production that I can't get out of crops. And if you overstock it, it just blows away anyway, so you can't do that. So I'm really hoping that the sandalwoods are going to be a viable crop in the future. I guess in this area they provide a very good backup to farming. When you get years like this, it's basically a drought, if you can get production from your tree crops and income, then that's going to be critical to survival of farmers out here, I think. For biodiversity, we're putting back about 25 species of seedlings, and then Bob also makes up a mix of local seeds and plants that with the seedlings, so they tend to come up about 12 months later. You also see a lot of wildlife coming back. Birds I haven't seen before, I'm seeing now. Lizards, echidnas. Putting back all the species, the different species, to pretty much, I guess, what it was originally. Wodjil country with a lot of wodjil trees and a lot of other hosts as well. But you need the sandalwood for the income, otherwise you've got 70 hectares of still unproductive country. But if you can see sandalwood growing like this after a couple of years, so it's a double benefit. You're planting the land back to trees, increasing biodiversity, but you're getting an income from it as well. There is the wind erosion factor and also the water recharge leading to salt problems down the valley down here, but yeah, you need the income. I guess further down the track with the sandalwood, hoping for a sandalwood industry to start in this area, there's plenty of land suitable for sandalwood production. So maybe in 10 years' time we'll have a sandalwood factory, and you've got the nuts are a saleable item straight away. Well, a lot of farmers start getting together, getting a group structure sort of organised, then this could lead to long-term, well, it's not just productivity increases, it's income coming into the whole community, probably jobs and families in the future as well. So we're hoping further down the track it leads to another industry that this area can support.